Okay, well, we got the junk pile sitting on the bench. The Suffolk that we're trying to get going is down here. I've cleaned the sump, cleaned all the bearings, and the crank nail slides in and out nicely on the back bearing here and on the front. So that's really good. And we have got the junk pile here because we're dissecting her for this project. So yeah, this is going to be the end of the junk pile for now anyway, until we can potentially source some more bits for it. I have got a piston that I'm watching and connecting rod, so we could probably put that in this, but we are going to use the connecting rod and piston with the rings for this Suffolk down here, because the junk pile, we've had some fun with it and it's never really run right. Don't know why, but it came from the same place. Both of these Suffolks came from the same place, along with the Rilliers F15 water pump. So yeah, we've also got good ignition on this, so if we need to we can also take that from this. But the original set from that engine does look quite good, so we shouldn't have a problem there. I've got my points file, so we'll clean them off as well. But yeah, we're going to take the sump off of this now and just check with what's left of my connecting rod from this engine to make sure this one's the same and it's going to fit. It should do. They don't look at all any different. The only difference is in the casting. This one has an oil dipstick down here instead of there, which makes this one a really quite early Suffolk. So it's a bit of a shame that we're going to be dissecting it for this project, but we should get it going again. I've also got this exhaust from Make Do and Mend one. That actually screws into the Suffolk block, so that's really good, so I can put that on it. And the junk pile cylinder head we've also brought over, because the originals hasn't had a spark plug in it for ages, and to be honest the threads look a bit manky. I think they're going to be tapped out, and I don't actually have a set of those, so we'll see if we can clean that head up and get it to some sort of level. But oh well, let's get taking this old gal to bits then. Should be a bit easier. Let's see. It's amazing how quickly you can get inside an engine, and it's amazing to reveal how good this junk pile Suffolk is. Actually, there's I can't get any real play in the connecting rod, and inside it looks really nice. So well, once we take the connecting rod out of this and try it in this, we're definitely going to get this one going again, because she is a bit too good to waste. Okay, well, we just got done setting the timing on this engine. Quite hard work, because I didn't mark the timing, because I assumed there would be some marks on the cam and the crank, but there isn't. And the only real timing mark I can find, I'll show you on this engine, is here. I'm guessing this is some sort of timing mark, and what I done was I lined this engine up right there, so that's that little bump perfectly in the middle of these two little lugs here for the sump. So we turn this engine around to the same side, and then the cam has got exhaust lobe right at the very top facing straight at me, so is this engine. So I'm pretty certain now, I've gone all the way around, I've done a full rotation and looked at the valves opening and done the same on this one, and I'm pretty sure now that the timing is right, so we're going to carry on now. Well, the timing's set and the piston and new connecting rod are in, and it doesn't appear to be as much play as there was in the original, so that's pretty good. Can't go wrong with that. So hopefully we're going to get it going. I have got something that I do need to show you. Tapping the flywheel nuts. Just don't do it. It's not a good idea. I put the flywheel nut on this one a few turns, and I beat it for a couple of things. I beating it on it to get this back plate off. Had to hit it quite hard to get that off, and to also knock the crank back and forth so it would loosen. And well, inside the flywheel nut there's no threads left, and the shaft is pretty much knackered thread wise. So we're just going to try and put the one off the junk pile on and just pray that it threads on alright, and that we're not going to cause any more damage.
Really got to check to see if that flywheel nut is straight.
So I'm going to have to check that, see if we're threading it on there straight. But yeah, we're pretty close now. I'm going to put the sump on. I've made a new gasket for the sump, so we're going to plop that on there. That's to do the job. So yeah, let's put the sump on. Something else to notice on the engine, got to bend those little tags over. That's really important. That's going to stop the nuts from coming loose. I've done them up quite tight, so yeah, that should stop that from coming loose. Yeah, that's really all I've done now. I made a new gasket for behind here, you can just about see it, and bolted the ignition backplate on. I've done no test for spark yet, that's the next thing, but we've got to stick the sump on to be able to do that, because otherwise we're just going to be knocking this oil cylinder. So yeah, we're going to put that on now and put the ignition all in and see if we've got the timing right. I'm pretty sure I have. And then it is seeing if this nut will go on alright. Well, we've had to take the sump off again on the account of another Suffolk that I've put together that doesn't fully turn over. Oh dear, it drives me insane. The problem with this one now is I've got the older style oil cylinder from the old Biddy engine, and you can see the sump is a little tiny bit deeper, and that's because the junk pile's oil cylinder is slightly bigger than the more modern one from the Biddy. You can see it there. So yeah, that's stopping this engine from turning over fully. I don't want to put the junk pile Suffolk's Biddy on, because otherwise then if I come to put the junk pile back together I won't be able to, because the oil cylinder won't be the right one for the engine. So I'm going to have to tap these back off and take the connecting rod apart again. The joys. Still don't even know if it sparks. Right, well we're now at the point where we're testing for spark, so a little bit hard for the camera to pick up, but I got a few flashes. Right, well now it's that all-inclusive
Flywheel nut. I've decided to put the junk piles
flywheel on there because I can't get the
little thingy off.
little points cover, so I do want to be able to access the points, because I'm not going to want to take this flywheel off ever again, so not really if I can help it. So yeah, that's what we've done. With any luck, fingers crossed, that's going to be okay. The flywheel is exactly the same by the looks of it.
Just a few slight little...
No, I think they're exactly the same. Can't see any difference on it really. No, can't see any difference. So we're going to try and put that flywheel nut on now, ever so carefully tightening it up. You can see what happens. Let's try it.